Elsewhere, Yuna sat alone in her room, thinking about Wubin. She hoped and prayed that he was okay. The thought of losing him terrified her. She deeply regretted not appreciating and cherishing him when she had the chance. Instead, she had played games, trying to teach him lessons rather than expressing how she truly felt. Remembering the letter he had once written her, she quickly got up from her bed, retrieved it from her handbag, and stared at it. She was afraid to open it, fearing that it would hurt too much. Gathering courage, she finally sat down and opened it. In the letter, Wubin apologized for the way he had treated her in the past and admitted to not appreciating her efforts. He wrote that he was not the type to write love letters, but found himself doing so because he did not want to lose her. He expressed his desire to start over and asked her to give him a chance to love her the way she deserved. Yuna cried as she read the heartfelt words. She feared that it might now be too late for them to start over. Holding the letter close to her chest, she lay on her bed, tears streaming down her face. She realized how deeply she had loved Wubin for the longest time, and now that she finally acknowledged her feelings, he was fighting for his life. Later that night, Minsu and Sunjin remained at the hospital, still waiting to hear about Wubin's progress. Sunjin looked at his parents, who had fallen asleep in the waiting room. He then looked at Minsu, who had also fallen asleep holding his hand. He kissed her forehead and reflected on how he had hoped for their night to end differently. Minsu slowly opened her eyes and asked if he was okay. Sunjin told her she should have gone home to eat and change, but she insisted she couldn't leave without knowing what was going on. Wubin was her best friend, too. Sunjin informed her that Kim had been arrested, and he hoped she would get the punishment she deserved. Minsu smiled slightly, acknowledging that at least there was some progress, and now all they could do was wait and hope that Wubin would be okay. As they comforted each other, Wubin's mother walked in, visibly furious. She glared at them, accusing them of having the audacity to sit there as if they cared about Wubin when, in her eyes, they had contributed to him being shot. She claimed she had warned her son to stay away from Sunjin, yet Wubin had always made his life revolve around saving Sunjin. Now her son was fighting for his life while Sunjin sat comfortably with his wife. She blamed Sunjin for Wubin's suffering. Sunjin's mother tried to calm her, suggesting that it was not the time to point fingers, but rather to pray for Wubin's recovery. Wubin's mother refused to listen. She declared that if anything happened to her son, she would make sure Sunjin and his family paid dearly. She accused Sunjin of always using Wubin and questioned what he had ever done in return for his loyalty. Minsu stood up and defended Sunjin. She reminded Wubin's mother that it was not Sunjin's fault. Wubin had a good heart and would have taken a bullet for anyone. Instead of channeling her anger at Sunjin, she should focus on staying hopeful for her son's recovery. Wubin's mother coldly turned to Minsu and made a personal attack, questioning her heritage and dismissing her as an outsider. Enraged, Sunjin stood up and defended his wife. He admitted fault and expressed the deep pain he was feeling. He stated that if he could switch places with Wubin, he would do so without hesitation, because that was how much he loved him. Before he could continue, the doctor came out. Everyone turned to him, eager for news.